Alright, we starting this bitch?
Let's do it.
Alright. And we back at it again. Ba-da-da. Alright. So, what have we learned from last time?
We've learned that crazy witches want to take your eyeballs.
It's very true.
We learned that there was some sort of screeching in this area at some point. Not sure what that is. Not sure if it's important, but it was a thing.
And no one knows. Fucking look at all those dogs.
There are a lot of dogs.
Like, an uncomfortable amount of dogs.
It seems like the developers really like making these areas that's just swarmed with dogs.
Yeah.
Because that appears in other games as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Can we operate this thing? No, we would have to be up there. Alright. So, dogs don't like fire. Most things don't.
Good.
And if you can see, there's another little piglet right there.
There is. Can you, like, jump and...
I'm afraid not. You see? Railing.
Railing.
Damn
Can't
those,
do it.
Damn those architects. Okay, but what I am going to do is not... Okay, is fuck up, apparently. Fuck, I landed right on one. Oh, shit!
I mean, at least there is a nice staircase right there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Everything wants you. You should, like, go back up the staircase or something.
Right, down the stairs.
Oh, my gosh.
At least it's killing the dogs.
Is it really?
Yeah. These enemies actually kill other enemies.
Oh, well.
Most enemies in this game do. You fat bitch. Quite possibly, literally.
I mean, it doesn't look very fat. I'm not gonna lie. It looks quite,
Somewhat malnourished.
Yeah.
Fuck!
You're fine. It's fine.
Am I? You say that. I don't believe you.
I mean, just stay near its booty, you know? 500 butt pokes later.
It has a poisonous breath weapon.
It's a good thing you were on its, like, at its ass. And
Yeah.
he doesn't have a poisonous fart weapon.
We don't know that. They designed its butt. We don't know. Alright, bolt paper.
Is that like lightning paper?
Let's find out, shall we?
I mean, you could just tell me, but...
Sister,
just saying.
we are reading item description, okay?
Okay.
Coarse paper that applies bolt to weapons when rubbed. Invented by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church Workshop. Artificially recreates the blue sparks that are said to surround dark beasts. Dark beasts, we're learning shit. Unlike the other strange weapons created by Archibald, this one was favored by many hunters, in particular those who had even once laid eyes on a dark beast. And we actually get to fight dark beasts in this game. We get to see them. They're pretty fucking terrifying.
Are they dark?
They could be darker.
Good stuff, good stuff. Man, it's hard to believe that this place is lived in, like, after all of this.
Maybe it's not.
Is that right? I mean, this place looks pretty fucked up.
Yeah. This happens like once a month.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, why? I mean, Jesus.
When Yarnum say we're having our monthly, they mean something completely different.
Oh my God.
Yep. I went there. Oh, Jesus! That's what I get for going there.
I mean, like, at some point you would just not even bother, like, fixing up the place.
I mean, you got these lovely lamps right next to these terrifying statues.
Right? And they just are really fond of terrifying statues.
Mm-hmm. Alright, they're guarding something or looking at something. Dogs don't like fire.
Do bad guys not like fire?
Well, nobody likes fire, sister.
I mean, tell that to pyromaniacs.
Well, me.
Thank you.
Alright. Trying to concentrate a little bit.
You're fine, you're fine.
That's what she says.
I mean, shall I carry on a conversation?
Fuck!
Oh, Jesus. He one-shot you.
One punch!
That was the one-shot thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, we can talk about things. Fuck, I have to kill everything in that area.
Would you like me to just cut until you do that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
1 punch!
Oh, thank God. All right, so we got his blood echoes back.
Got it all back, baby.
And since you had to do that all again, you have a lot more to show for it.
Yeah, just gotta itch my crotch real quick. All right.
Okay.
Let's see what this is. Tonitrus. All right, let's see what that is, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. We only have 2 weapons. Display. All right. A unique trick weapon contrived by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church Workshop. Striking this particular iron morning star flail like a match generates the same blue sparks that blanket a dark beast. Unfortunately, for reasons untold, the hunters of Archibald's time did not fully take to the device.
All right.
And I know what that reason is.
Why?
It constantly breaks.
Oh.
It's got really low weapon durability. Like, here. Do we actually have the stats necessary to wield this thing? We might. Yeah, we do. But, this is actually a really good arcane weapon. It deals decently well with strength, but, okay, so this thing is like... And that's its trick form.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna hit this thing, and... Now, let's check the weapon's durability. Oh, it still says 100 out of 100. Alright. Alright, I'm sorry, Archibald. I didn't mean to call your little lightning-based piece of shit. It's actually, like, my favorite weapon, though.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because
Cool.
it's good. It fucking shreds.
Right. Alright, so Broham.
Yes.
I had a fun little hypothetical question I wanted to ask you.
Yes, please, talk about it.
Maybe after, well, no, you can talk about it while you face this pig. Oh, 2 pigs! Oh no, because you died!
Oh, fuck!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness, brother.
And I'm poisoned. So, while I'm getting back there...
I was gonna ask you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think, like, a system like Dark Souls or the structure of Dark Souls would work with other video games? Like, say if Legend of Zelda became a Dark Souls type game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so define, like, Dark Souls.
Where you constantly keep dying.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the difficulty. Because a lot of the enemies have either 1 shot or 2 to 3 shot potential.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have kind of a little bit of inventory management when it comes to your health items. It's not like, oh, look at these heart flowers that I can just pick up at any given time.
Right. I want to say I don't think it would work as well.
And why is that?
I think it's because, mostly just due to the fact that Legend of Zelda has a pretty, niche group of people that enjoy those games. But, I mean, we did kind of see that.
I don't think Legend of Zelda is niche, Broham.
It's pretty niche.
It's not.
It's super niche.
It's not.
People that like Legend of Zelda games. And
Bro.
people who don't.
So, bro, I know, so, a little while ago.
I mean, like, this game, the Soul series in general, is niche.
Oh, you said the Souls game is niche?
Yeah, did I not?
You said Legend of Zelda.
My bad.
And I was like, bro, that is not niche.
That's
but
my
you're
bad.
saying the Souls games are niche.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're niche because there are people in this world who like to have their souls sodomized. I am one of those people. But, fuck, what was I literally just talking about?
Legend of Zelda versus Dark Souls.
Right. And, I just don't know if this kind of system would appeal to a wider audience.
Right.
Like a AAA audience.
That's true.
But we did kind of see a little bit of that in Breath of the Wild, where all of your healing items are tied to finite resources that you have to go get.
I mean, you can get a lot of it, though.
You can.
Like, I don't think we used half of the things that I made in that game.
No. But with, like, Bloodborne, these items, we can only have 20 at a time. but we can like farm for them infinitely almost. But
although I
they are
will
kinda
say
finite.
that we actually have never played like the DLC for Breath of the Wild, and I think that might be more of like hard mode. Because one thing, I'm pretty sure
I played the hard mode, and I just ran out of weapons to kill enemies with, and I'm like, well, this is dumb.
That is kind of dumb.
So I was fighting fucking Bokoblins, and they regenerate their health.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, I ran out of all my sticks. My enemies are like full HP again.
Yeah.
I can't fight these enemies.
That's kind of lame.
So, yeah.
But I was thinking, well, it wasn't hard mode that we didn't play. It was like the DLC, which is specifically like the Pit of 100 Trials.
Right.
Which is much more like...
A pit of 100 trials.
Well, it is much more of like you have a finite amount of resources.
Okay.
Because it's not like you can just go out, cook up a new dish, come back. And we never did play that, which is kind of...
Do you feel like we need to?
Maybe, at some point. The one thing is, I feel like, Breath of the Wild was kind of, like, overplayed. Like, especially...
Do you mean in general, not just with us?
Well, like, with YouTube in general. Like, because again,
Every tuber.
how I was, like, you know...
Because we've been waiting for it for, like, 7 fucking years.
And Legend of Zelda is a very popular game. You know, people who...
Alright.
Might not necessarily have liked the couple of last Legend of Zeldas probably would really like Breath of the Wild. And obviously if you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, that was the only game that was even like really on the Switch for a really long time.
Yeah, I've actually heard people say that they don't like Breath of the Wild because there isn't really a story. Like, there's people in the world who play Legend of Zelda for the story.
And it doesn't really have a story.
It doesn't.
Like,
it kind of does.
It's a story.
But it's in, like, Dark Souls and with Bloodborne, the story is entirely optional.
Yeah.
Which I really like that form of storytelling.
Yeah, I do too.
And, like, we're really only uncovering the story in this game because I'm having us read the item descriptions and look at the messages. Like, now we know who Archbold is. Now we know what Dark Beasts are. Now we know they have something to do with electricity.
Yeah. Did you die again?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I am...
Oh, you went and leveled up.
Leveled up, upgraded my weapon,
Gotcha.
and now we're gonna go fight a boss.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Cool. I'm glad that you're ready.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go down.
I will say that I did some pros and cons of Breath of... There have been, like, things popping up, like, lately on YouTube, too, about, like, Breath of the Wild, like, a year later, like, a retrospective of how the game is.
I'm just running and gunning this.
One thing I will say, I'm really not a fan of their dungeons. Like, the dungeons...
Yeah.
I'm really just not a huge fan of. The shrines, awesome. Dungeons,
yeah, I like the shrines. I really do. All right, you see that?
Yeah.
See that shit right there?
Yeah.
Does that look familiar?
No.
Well, it's because it's what we used to summon Alfred when we fought Bloodstarved.
Okay.
So ringing the old hunter bell.
Gotcha.
And we're summoning an old hunter. And it resonates with another. That's all right. We have Defector Antal.
Huh. Alrighty.
And we got a little arena going on. A little bit of movement. Little bit of something.
A little bit of something.
A little bit of something. I'm gonna touch this one little piece of fire paper. I hope that's cool.
Some of the bosses in Legend of Zelda were pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the bosses. I like the world and exploring it and not having to
I do too.
Listen to 20 lines of dialogue.
I do too.
That's why I play a Zelda game, or like games in general, because I want to do shit. That makes sense.
See, the only real negative thing I would even say about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is that the dungeons were a little bit why am I even here?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wear Gascoigne's armor.
Okay.
For a very specific purpose. Actually, fuck. I really wish that we had done the thing with Eileen before we came here. That would have been really helpful.
Well, you are at the wheel.
Yeah.
Jesus has not taken the wheel yet. You are, in fact, still at the wheel.
Sorry, I didn't think about that. Well...
So you're gonna lose is what you're telling me?
Dark Beast Parl.
Alright, so this is the beast that's got the electricity. Gotcha.
Oh, fuck!
You appear to almost already be dead. In fact, make that actually dead.
Almost is a bit of an understatement.
So, do you want to go do the Eileen thing first?
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Actually, even better, There is one more thing we can do before doing Eileen's thing.
Okay.
Before shit, like,
Gotcha.
progresses and we can't do it anymore. And that involves getting back into my street clothes, going back to the Hunter's Dream. I really wish I could just teleport between lamps.
Yeah, I don't really even know why they made it so you can't. Because it's the same thing. You know, it's just one more step in between. Because you're going to go to the dream, and then you're going to just teleport to a different spot.
They just really like focusing on the dream, which is fine.
I mean, I guess, but it seems like you could have cut that step out.
Yeah.
Especially since how long this game takes to load. Like, it's not an atrocious amount of time, but it's not exactly...
It used to take even longer. Before one of the updates, it would just say Bloodborne in between the loading screens. We wouldn't even get this item description.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it would take even longer.
It's so crazy how... Remember, there was like an era of video games where they're like, oh, it goes so fast now. It doesn't even have, like, there's no loading times. Like, you're crazy. And now, it's like, both Bloodborne, Breath of the Wild, like, all the big games now, they all have loading screens.
Yeah.
Crazy how we went, like, not necessarily backwards, but the games got so good again that it's like, oh, I guess we need loading screens again.
Fucking. Okay. Alright.
You know, I thought you said we weren't going to see him again, but there he is, clearly. Man. Can you tell that we're related?
No. Daniel is convinced that we are not.
I mean, even our, like that was kind of funny laugh is the same.
Yep, it is. That's who we is, fam.
Right? It is true. Clearly we just spend way too much time together. Well, hello, sure.
How are
Top
you
of the morning to you.
Alright, so that leads to another boss, but we actually want to go this way
Okay.
to fight a different boss and get better items.
Is it like a mini boss? Or like just a full on...
Like it's an optional area.
Gotcha.
But it's like a whole area. Bloodshot eyeballs. Here, nobody's following us. Let's
as far
look
as
at
you
that.
know.
Sister, don't fuck with me. let's look at that. Material used in a holy chalice ritual. An exquisite eyeball removed quickly after death, or perhaps even before. Used to unlock the seal of the old labyrinth Hintertomb.
I'm starting to sense an eyeball theme.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah, me too. With the blood, the eyeballs.
Well, the witches, like, actually want to take your eyeballs, and that one was saying, like, oh yeah, just snatch an eyeball for a ritual.
This game is very well seeped in horror.
Yeah, that's good.
And horror is good. I enjoy horror.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy horror? Because I enjoy horror.
I like some kinds of horror.
Okay, well, define horror, because the way I'm using it to define it is, like, gore.
I wouldn't necessarily say horror is just gore.
Okay. Because the way I see horror without gore is like a thriller. Like, Chafiel.
That's true. However, I guess it depends. I wouldn't say that, like, Five Nights at Freddy's is gory.
Very true.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's just a thriller either.
Alright.
You know?
Chafiel. There's something, you know, yeah, we're being shot at, and being shot at fucking sucks.
We sure are.
Okay. There's a lot of items around
Those
here.
dogs seem to be, hedgehogs in disguise.
Because they gotta go fast. Yeah, but this place is filled with dudes with guns, and it fucking sucks. I'm not a fan of it.
Well, that's probably why there's a lot of stuff to hide behind.
Yeah.
You know, they really did not organize this cemetery very well, I must say. I mean, you can't tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, jeez, Rick!
That seems like fire.
Those were explodies. I would so fucking appreciate it if you stopped shooting.
Yeah, you gotta get out of some of these people's lines of sight. Nice. Alright, behind the rocks.
I can pick up all these items after they're dead.
Right? Exactly.
These graves, am I right?
Yeah, it's almost like they wanted it to be difficult.
Okay, alright. Oh! There's fucking 4 of them.
Just huddled in a group together. He's still alive. You, like, perfectly missed him.
There was 4 of them. They were all huddled in the group. I was thinking, like, okay, I gotta get to an interval where each one of them is reloading. But after each one shot, each one...
There was another one, you mean?
Yeah.
That was ready?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've never had a situation like that. Yeah. All right, bone marrow ash. Notice how we can only have a certain amount of it. The other half of it went to our inventory.
I mean, does that really make a difference, though?
It does, because that means it's a finite resource that you have to go back to the Hunter's Dream to re-equip manually.
I mean, but what does it do?
It you know, makes our gun stronger.
Oh, okay.
We got it from that one guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm just picking up the spoils.
So you quite literally can't just go in guns blazing.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, no. There is another gun, or multiple guns later on that we can get that are, you know, better than the little pistol.
But the pistol is more used as like a shield, right?
Yes.
It's meant for...
As the shield was always meant to be.
It's meant for parrying, not for...
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You little bitch. Quite literally.
Indeed.
Yes. Because they're doges. And they're smaller than me. Alright, we're opening gates. We're opening gates. Do you believe it? Do you believe that we're opening gates, sister?
I mean, I see it with my eye, with
Dude.
my human eyes that have not been plucked out by crazy witches.
Hemwick Channel Lane. Alright. Soaring like a river channel.
I mean, there's more. You can't deny. Like, this is still a cemetery. There's still tombstones everywhere.
There are still
Or
tombstones everywhere.
Other option, it's a tombstone manufactory, and they just do not have good inventory. Like, they just do not know how to sort the stuff.
Maybe this is just their warehouse.
Exactly. It's a warehouse, not well organized, but you know...
I'm sure there's a method to the madness.
I mean, when you look at it, all of the tombstones are the same, so clearly made by the same company.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And I'm not convinced you could have that many people buried there, so...
Alright, so there's like a crap ton of items around here that are all good.
I believe you.
They're good items. Like over there. But people gotta die for us to get them.
Yes, quite.
And I have to also not miss.
It's a good thing for all video games, is not missing.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have a strong weapon. The great,
Well, that's not creepy.
More bloodshot eyeball. What? No, there's nothing terrifying about that. What are you talking about?
It looks like, it almost kind of doesn't even look like that, like, it worked. You know? Like...
We're getting more of these, and we need these to upgrade our weapons more. That's a broken bridge. Broken bridges aren't fun.
Gosh.
All right.
Such a creepy place.
Do you hear the graveyard murmurs? Can't wait. Can't wait.
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
Well.
More Madman's knowledge.
Ooh.
Knowledge good.
Why are they in body bags, all Resident Evil style? I
Cause.
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Dude, fucking the regenerators.
Yeah, no.
They're the whole reason I couldn't play that game for like
those
3
things
months.
are so creepy.
Yeah, no. By far, most terrifying enemy in that game. Alright, so let's not get fire thrown on us, shall we?
I mean, they're made even more creepy that, like, unless you got the specific item, you can't even kill the first one that you come up against.
Yeah, no, it's fucking terrifying. It's like, here's this creepy enemy
It doesn't
that
die.
you can't kill. Is where that... But fire is never worth it, sister. Fucking bitch.
It appears you're weak to fire.
Fire bad, fire mean. She didn't drop me anything.
Nope.
Worthless.
You know what she did drop? Super hot fire.
These grannies got sick beats. Okay. Alright, here's the thing. More of these.
Good.
These are good.
Good stuff. Oh, hello.
Why?
Hi.
Hello there, sir.
Well.
How may we be of service today?
It's a Burke guy.
It is a brick guy. We'll call him Steve. We'll miss, apparently. Oh, he pivoted. He pivoted.
More fire.
Fucking fire, dude.
Fire.
I like how quick the healing is in this game. Shit.
That is good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not Dark Souls levels of slow. There we go. There we go. Huh. Huh. Yeah. Blood
Yummy.
vial. Alright. Do we have any more conversation topics?
Nothing. And did you have any that you wanted to bring to the table?
The other day, the rest of Kat's family saw Infinity War. They got it on DVD.
Oh, have they not seen it yet?
They had not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and what did they have to say?
Alright, so I only got to get the opinion of her father.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Adam, BT Dub, so I'm just going to refer to him as Adam. And he generally does not like Marvel movies. He finds them to be poorly written.
That is, he's
Which
probably not wrong.
Yeah, no, and he knows a lot about film. He enjoys film. He likes good movies. He likes good anything.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like to waste his time with bad stuff. That's just who he is.
Gotcha.
I revel in wasting my time.
Yeah, no, you're playing Bloodborne right now.
Fuck you. Fight me.
Can't even tell me I'm wrong.
And here's a little shortcut.
The only reason you're going this fast is because you've played this a long time.
Yeah. Got a problem with that?
No, I'm just saying.
And he was saying that he really liked the movie, and like the only problem that he had was like with some fallacies and like Thanos's like thinking and motivation, which is fine.
I kind of like it because it means that...
Yeah, no, I love the shit out of it.
Well, I kind of like that it's almost not even, like, actually how it would work.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the things I find rather charming about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's...
the lack of realism in that, you know, it bothered him. It made him ask questions throughout.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's unrealistic for people to think a certain way.
Yeah, no, totally.
And think that there's a solution, and the solution that they think is right is actually wrong.
Yeah, no, like, I got that. And I was, like, trying to explain to him the stuff, and,
but
like...
I can see how maybe you're this really awesome guy who's gonna take over the world, and even your plan isn't even, like...
Yeah.
Doesn't... Like, I can see that.
And, like, my thought was, like, Thanos is portrayed as to be very intelligent.
Yeah.
Probably the smartest character in the film.
You're not wrong.
And none of the, like, you know, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, very smart people, they don't call him out on it. So I'm like, okay, so, like, in this world, like, this idea works in the fact that its repercussions will stay.
Yeah.
And that, like, you get rid of half the population, it's gonna stay gone.
That's true. I mean, to be fair, there are, like, truths to his theory.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's good, you know?
Horses missing eyeballs. And yeah, I also feel the same way. Some things bother him.
It's not completely inaccurate.
Yeah, no. Like, shit will be fucked up, but it will be the great equalizer of fucking things up.
Like,
let's get a little torch out.
Like, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, is how, like, in the beginning years, like, yeah, the people who live actually do prosper.
Yeah.
After a great disaster.
I told him that, and then I brought up, like, one of the arguments of, like, you know, people say, why doesn't Thanos just double the resources in the entire universe? And I'm like, and I told Adam, like, well, because we probably wouldn't learn as well from abundance. We would probably learn more from our depravity.
That's true.
You know, I think there's some truth in that.
And also, we've actually, well, obviously that's kind of an experiment we can't even, like, create, you know, we can't just double everything. Yeah. But it's not even necessarily possible that would even work.
Right.
Because part of the reason why killing half the population works in the way that Thanos thinks it does is you get rid of half of the workforce. Yeah. In which case, rich people aren't just, like, rich anymore. Yeah. So they can't just, like, take all the resources. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, an interesting idea, you know?
It's dispassionate, rich and poor alike. Everybody's got to go. It's a clearance sale.
Right?
And, you know, I dig it.
That's why there can be rich people, is there's enough people to work.
Yeah.
But if you get rid of half of the workforce, then all of a sudden there's not really enough people to work anymore. Yeah. And all that jazz. And I don't think you would have the same effect if you just doubled everything.
Mm-hmm. We brought up that it would probably destroy the housing market, but, you know, give and take.
I mean, realistically, I think it would just make people who are wealthier. Mm-hmm. And people in the middle wealthy. You know, it would just kind of, like, shift wealth.
And, you know, it's one of the cool things that I enjoy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's philosophical talk.
Yeah.
Through a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. It's just that Adam is, like, you know, kind of like a bit of a realist, so
You died.
Damn, I did. So, like, you know, if something, like, doesn't make sense in our world, he probably, you know, wouldn't accept that as an idea. I think I'm trying to portray
I get what you're
his
saying.
thing properly.
I get what you're saying. I almost disagree that it wouldn't be a thing in our world, but I get where he's coming from.
Yeah. And all that goodness.
Yeah.
I think MatPat has a video that, like, explains the repercussions of Thanos' actions. Like, would they stay the way that it is?
Right. I mean, so...
And I think he says, like, yes, it would. Like, he gives reasons. And I tried to tell Adam, but I couldn't remember all the reasons.
So, there's actually a point in history that we can actually really easily, like, look upon to say, oh, this is what would happen, and that's the Black Death.
Yeah.
Because a significant portion of the people actually did die, and it didn't care whether you were rich or poor.
Yeah. Fleas don't give a shit.
Rich and poor people died at the same rates.
Except for those Jews. Because those motherfuckers took baths.
They were cleaner, yeah.
Yeah, they knew how to take care of themselves.
So...
In medieval Europe, it was just like the idea that, no, you shouldn't be naked all the time. It exposes you to the elements, and that's bad. When did dogs get here? Do you remember dogs?
I don't remember dogs, actually.
What the fuck? I'm just gonna...
But, as I think MatPat kind of says in his video, eventually it'll just even out again. Like, so you would have to keep on evening things out over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it does actually work, his theory, but then over time...
And Adam brought that up. It's like, what, are you just gonna keep halving everything, like, 8 times in the future, and, like, you'll be bored? And, like, you know, my thought for that is, like, Thanos would probably do that if it come to it.
He probably would keep doing it.
Because he's a rationalist.
Yeah.
He's so rationalist that he's willing to kill the person he loves the most in the world just to save everybody else.
Right? But another interesting, like, whole psychological element of it is that if people are in fear that they will die from, like, the halving, if you will, that it actually makes society less productive because they fear death and they don't want to actually produce anything if they feel like it's not going to amount to anything because they'll just die before they finish it.
Damn. Much damn.
Right? Because that's, yeah. Because there's, like, a psychological phenomenon where if people are in fear, they're actually, like, less creative, they're less innovative, because they just want to survive.
Right. He did mention, like, during, like, a depression in, like, old-ass Russia, that they had pretty sucky art.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't produce very much when you fear death. So, if... Like, if theoretically people were prosperous for the first part of, you know, Thanos' thing, but if it, like we do have established that it would have to keep happening in order for it to really work. And if people were in fear that they were going to be part of the half that got killed, then they might be less fruitful in innovations. Yeah. So, crazy.
I mean, depression will fuck with your shit.
Yeah.
It'll fuck with your baby making.
But anyway, we should probably call it the end to a depressing episode.
Yeah. And then we will keep the depression going on next time.
All right, sounds good.
And whenever you get too depressed, guys, just remember, shake it off.
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye. We love you. Praise the moon.